This is the week that we have been waiting for. Prime time. Mad King in the house. Kings of the North trying to defend the kingdom. We're going to talk about this and a couple things more coming right out.
Renegade.
Hey guys, my name is Sunny. Welcome to szg Sports. And if this is your first time here and you love Raven content, please subscribe now and hit the notification button so you can stay up to date every time I upload a video. And when I do live streams on Tuesday, boom, it will show up like, hey, your dude is doing a live stream. You know I take callers. And if you haven't watched it, go back and check our last live stream. I didn't take callers in that one, but it was a 4-way string. And shout out a big thank you to Quincy, Tony, and Ace Boogie from the Bengals, Steelers, and the Browns. It was a good conversation. Go put some comments, thoughts, and all that. This week we get the Mad King, the hoodie. This is not being the Brady. I think it's more Belichick. It's gonna be a hard one. And I thought about bringing statistics, and I'm like, why? Defense, they're number one. Offense, they're, middle of the pack, top 10-ish offense. They're definitely not a power offense. They do struggle against the run. They do struggle on offense. On defense, they had shut down most teams. But I think there's some cracks in those stats. And again, bringing you the stats will not tell the whole story. So, what do I think it might happen? I think we get the W this week. And I'm going to tell you my keys to the game. This is how I do it. This week, we don't have a behind enemy lines. I contact 5 New England, or not New England, but Patriots podcasters. Couldn't get an answer. It is what it is. So we had to move on. So no behind enemy lines. But let me tell you my keys to the game. And we're going to start on defense. How we should defend the Patriots, right? Okay. So I think the Patriots, what credit is due. They do a lot of good things. And what they do best is they find that little crack you had and then exploit it. And now your little crack is Grand Canyon. So obviously, first things first, stay disciplined. You cannot be undisciplined against this team. If you are undisciplined, you're going to lose. Doesn't matter if you're outgaining them on yards. If you are undisciplined, you are going to lose. And the Raiders, for the most part, do this well. I'm hoping my boy Matt Judon stays clean because he tends to have unopportunistic flags because he gets too excited. It's not because he's a lack of trying. The dude tries hard. He has a great motor. He's vicious, and we love that. But those penalties, and remember, you breathe near Brady. You just get into his shadow. Instead of hitting him, you fall into his shadow. The ref already has a flag. The back judge holding his flag as the ball gets snapped. Not when Lamar's there. No. Just when Brady's there. Okay, I digress. So first key, stay clean. No stupid penalties. Stay disciplined. None of that stuff. Okay, this is my keys on defense. Second, they are a bad running team. Make sure they stay bad. If they start, and I know Brandon Williams started talking already, back it up, bro. If they start running the ball, it's gonna be game over. Make sure they average. What I want to see is they get no more than 65, 70 yards at most. That's like the top between all running backs, no more than 70 yards. You do that, now you're making them one dimension. Not recipes for win, making one-dimensional. Third, force Brady to be uncomfortable. We don't have the best pass rushing, and we know this. This is not secret. This is nothing that I'm telling you. But what we have is guys that don't quit on the play, especially Pierce and Brandon Williams. Try to push that pocket to the middle because Brady hates that. Okay. My outside guys, Judon and Sack Daddy or Tyrus Bowser. Those tackles from New England, they're questionable. So make sure you feel them uncomfortable. Also, wink. Don't be afraid of blitz. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, no, but he's going to pick up the part. Yes and no. You need to know when to blitz. And what I want is a lot of times just show a bunch of guys. Right? Just show like you're coming at it. And then some of the times you bail right, some of the times you bail left. Keep them on the edge. Don't have patterns. They're key. Do not have patterns. When you start having patterns, you know what's going to happen. You might be winning that first half. You might be doing good in that first half. You keep that pattern. Second half, This team knows how to adjust. Again, this team is special. They're a good team. They're not only a good team, they have a hell of a coach. They know how to adjust. So make sure you don't repeat patterns. So if you're going to put a bunch of guys in the line, as you're going to look as a bomb blitz, sometimes come all out. Sometimes bail right, sometimes bail left, sometimes bail middle and come on the sides. Keep them on the edge, right? Keep them on the edge. Keep them guessing. Third, corners. And we have our 3 good corners, right? Peters, Smith, and Mr. Humphrey. Play them on the line. Jam them. So Brady likes to throw to spots. Brady's not a guy... He's all about rhythm, and this is fine. I mean, I think Elway was like that, and a lot of the great quarterbacks have been like that. You have to make sure you disrupt that route, and you have 5 yards to do that. You don't have to hold, but you have to hit, right? So Edelman, dude is shifty, dude is good. As soon as you see him in the slot, boom, hit him, right? Or just play them 2 yards and see where he's going, and then try to push him off that route. That is important, because if you cannot get to the pass rushing, that's how you disrupt his momentum. That's how you disrupt his rhythm. Because if you cover for a while, you're going to have success again in your pass rush. You're going to give them time. It's important to know, receiver-wise, they're okay. Sanu, we know Sanu from when he was here in the division with the Bengals. And he's not a bad receiver. He's a good receiver. Tall guy, plays more on the outside. I feel like Jimmy Smith can cover him, Humphrey can cover him, and Peters should be able to cover him too. My biggest worry is in the slot with Edelman. And the other receivers are, subpar. But Edelman is good. I'm not trying to diminish Edelman. Edelman is good. Our slot corners, we don't really have one. I don't know if Kennedy's going to play. If Kennedy doesn't plays, we put him in the slot. I would like to see our big 3 there. Humphrey struggled when he was in the corner on the slot. Although it was not taking anything away from Edelman, but Lockett is a spectacular receiver, and he struggled when Lockett was on the slot. Now we come from a bye. I'm sure there's a lot of film study, seeing the trends and all that, but again, this team adjusts well. Okay, so what I would like to see is Smith and Humphrey on the outside. You put Peters in the slot. You get Kennedy to rotate with Peters when Peters needs a break, and Carr for the outside guys when they need a break. Okay. The other thing I want is to see Earl Thomas roaming in the middle, trying to bait Tom Brady. And obviously, if he's coming on a blitz, he's not gonna be in the middle. But I want to see more of a one high safety, Chuck Clark more in the intermediate portion with our middle linebackers. Middle linebackers. This is the part that scares me the most, and my biggest key for this game. Make sure White doesn't kill you. White is a running back that is really more of a wide receiver than a running back. They give him the ball a couple of times because what they don't want is you see White and you say, okay, it's not a run, right? Sonny Michel has been struggling on the running side, and again, one of my keys was make sure you keep them one-dimensional. But what happens is with Mr. White, you will see them shotgun, right? And then next thing you know is Brady sends him wide, and he sees, oh, the linebacker went with him, bringing him back. Okay, it's man coverage, or sometimes he keeps him there. He comes out of the backfield. Make sure you know where he's at, because this dude is their second biggest target. Literally their second biggest target. And the biggest thing is they know how to create mismatches with him. So, you see a guy like LJ Ford has been playing great. You see a guy like Bynes, you're like, I don't think those dudes can cover White. Let me push into wide, especially if you have only one receiver to the slant. He's going to have a lot of room over there to operate against either middle linebacker or Peanut, right? So, we need to be alert that what I would like is if White is in the middle, right? Obviously, shotgun, Brady's shotgun, and White is him either in a pistol, whatever formation they have. And they bring him wide. My hope is this team says, Clark, if you see White going wide, go with him. Especially if you're a man. I don't want that middle linebacker there. Then the middle linebacker can play that one zone with ET. So That's the game. That's the match you had to play. Why there will be a problem if we have the linebackers on him? It's just gonna happen. It's no doubt. It is gonna be a problem. I know ET's in the injury report, but I think he should play. We didn't see anything beforehand. I'll be very surprised if something was that bad that, that's what happened with Brandon, but I'm hoping that doesn't happen, especially this game. We need him a lot. Okay, that was my keys on the defensive side. I think our defense can dominate them. I think our defense can make them score more field goals than touchdowns, and they have a new kicker. That's always interesting. And the bank, you need to know how to kick. It might be windy. I haven't checked the condition. I don't think it's gonna rain, but it's not easy to kick in the bank. Again, a new kicker. It's not like this is Gaskowski that has been kicking in New England for a while, so being in the North is pretty similar. They're bringing a new guy. I think it was Finley. Don't quote me who it is, but they were bringing a new guy. They just cut Nugent. Okay, keys on the offensive side. Very important. I have been watching some film on the Patriots, and I have been trying to think, not that I'm as smart at all as Bill Belichick, or I cannot kiss this guy's feet. I mean, this dude is amazing, how he schemes per game. A lot of teams you have is a scheme, and you adjust a little here or there. Bill Belichick almost comes with a new scheme per game, right? Like, all this is their bad thing. New scheme. Okay, O-line. First key, you need to ball out. You can, if you're gonna allow guys to just come clean, and I'm looking at you, Mr. Boseman. If you're gonna allow somebody to come through the middle clean, we're gonna have problems. We are gonna have problems because you know what? Bill's gonna start blitzing, and you're gonna get even more confused. And yes, Lamar is fast, as he's almost a magician, but he ain't no ghost that he can disappear, go and appear on the other side. Okay, so O-line. I think Stanley will be fine. I think Zeus, for the most part, is going to be fine. But to be honest, all Zeus needs is a tight end that if he's going to release, just chip him to the inside and then release. And then Zeus, okay. Yanda should be fine. Let me say something. I don't think I have said this enough. Skur has been playing really good. Skur, I think, is going to be fine. Boseman, I need you to ball out, bro. It's an important game. You took your bye week. You rest your body. You should be healthy. Come and ball out. Okay. How am I think they're going to play us? Well, 8 in the box. That would be some lazy argument for me to say, but I think they're going to put 8 in the box. And what they're going to do is, occasionally they're going to send 2 or 1. And the other 2 are going to stay there. So not 1 spy on Lamar, 2 spies on Lamar. How can we counteract this? Well, we have to run the ball. We cannot not run the ball because this team... Look, against the Brownies, Shep was running all over the place. But he fumbled twice. So let me add that as a key, obviously. No turnovers. You turn the ball over against this team. I mean, you're asking for it. At that point, you're saying, like, I'm done, right? So no turnovers is important. The offensive line has to play clean. But the point that I was trying to make is you put it in the box, right? That means we're playing a 3 wide. It's the only way they can put 8 in the box. Okay, I'm good with that. You want to put 3 wide, you want to put Hollywood on the outside or in the slant, you want to put Willie in the slant if you want, and Boykin, I'm good. I allow them to put 3 in the box. 2 tight ends set. Those 2 tight ends, release them. You want to put it in the box, release the tight ends. So, 1 tight end, how I will play this, let's say Hurst. Hurst is my inside guy and Andrews is my outside guy. I will make Hurst go through those 8 in the box. Because now what you're asking New England is all of you have to be very communicative. Because the guy that is in front of Hurst cannot keep up with Hurst on that traffic. Because he's not looking for a pick. The pick is coming from their own guys. Right? So what you're asking New England is, basically all of you have to pass each other until the last guy or wherever he pops. If he goes dragger and go, the last guy has to go with him, right? So all of them has to commit. So it can happen a couple things. Hurst can be open on the outside. Hurst can pop open on the dragger or on the go route, right? That's a possibility. They can let Andrews have a clean release, and that's another possibility. Or third, they get confused, and Lamar has time to dissect this defense. Their defense is good. I'm not trying to diminish them. They are good. Hollywood is fast. Can you keep up with Hollywood for 3 seconds? I don't think so. So, obviously Lamar has to be accurate, but that's how I think they can beat that box. The other thing they can do is, like, you want me to put 8? I'll bring the same 2 tight end set. And as I'm watching the formation, split them wide. Now I have 5 wide. What are you going to do now? Right? That is the key. Mismatches. Or 2 wide, 2 tight end, and that running back. Again, how you going to... And then you split it. So Ingram, go wide. Tight ends, go wide. What are you going to do? You had 11. You have 5 wide, right? Not all wide receiver. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, and a running back. We have my 5 O-linemen. New England needs to commit to those 5 outside. So if they want to put 1 linebacker or a safety there, Lamar will have time. Our O-line should give enough time against them, right? Because what's going to happen, let's say they bring 5 in, and you have your 5 O-line. Obviously, your O-line has to contain, but if one of them breaks containment or gets beat, Lamar is shifty enough to beat a guy. And then the other guy's going to panic and try to come. And then Lamar, and now you have open space. Because these 5 dudes are just running with our guys. Again, mismatching. I mean, this is not as simple as it might be sounding, right? But you have to put New England in top position. They want to put 8 in the box. That's what you do. Now, New England plays a lot of man. And I'm expecting them to play a lot of man. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, they're going to zone you out. Well, if they zone you out, then what I'm expecting is 2 guys to have a good game. Willie Snead and Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews needs to get out of his head. Key number 3 or 4, whatever. Get out of your head, bro. You need to stop dropping those balls. In the zone, find the soft zone. And Mark Andrews and Snead are great on just finding those pockets, sitting there. And Lamar... I'll take a 6-yarder here, 5-yarder there, 3-yarder here, first down, right? That's what you want. You're gonna give me the short passes, the easy completions on those pockets. When that happens, they're gonna get frustrated. They're gonna try to blitz you. You hit it over the top. The thing that you have to notice is if they blitz, and let's say our O-line can help and just basically push everybody to the side, and Lamar sees daylight in front of him, you're done. What are you gonna do? Your receivers, your corners are gonna be with the receivers, 3 or whatever they have, and Lamar in the open field. It will be exactly the same thing that happened to the Dolphins when they decided to just blitz, and then they did the Steelers did a quick slant route to I don't know if it was Juju or Johnson, but whoever it was, all he had was open field. Their corners were sucked in by 2 receivers because one of them was for Juju or Johnson. A lot of open field. Lamar's way more shifty than that receiver. So, again, we need to keep Lamar clean. We need to adjust. It's a chess match against Bill Belichick. There's no question it's a chess match. So, adjust. Make sure if they're exploiting something, that you adjust and get them right. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. And here's my score prediction. I think the Ravens are going to score 24 points. And you're like, damn, that's low. Yeah, it is. But I think the Patriots score 17. I think we win by a touchdown. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a rough game. It's no cakewalk. I think it's not going to be like we're going to be winning all game. I think it's going to be more... We're going to be tied, and near the end, Lamar's going to take it over. We're going to score that last touchdown. But, guys, it's going to be awesome. And hopefully the bank, M&T Bank, is just rattling, right? That's what I want to see. I might go, I might not. I'm not sure yet. But if you're going, be loud. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe now to the channel. Follow me at szg.sports at Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. I also do halftime shows, sometimes on Twitter, sometimes on IG. So make sure you follow me because against the Patriots, I'm going to be in one of them. Don't forget, every Tuesday at 8:30, I do a live stream and take a live call. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Peace out.